Welcome to this video about managed gigabit Ethernet switches. In this video, we will demonstrate how to set up the IP addresses. The switch needs to have at least one IP address. At this address, the switch web interface is available. Our switches come with a pre-configured default IP address. Additionally, all the IP-based services offered by the switch make use of this IP address. For example, the DHCP Server, SNMP or remote logging functions. We have another video showing how to use it to access the web interface. After accessing the web interface, you can change the IP configuration here. IP addresses are always combined with an IP subnet mask. The net mask is used to divide the whole IP address space into smaller IP subnets. It should be the same for all devices in the same subnet. If you would like to use VLANs in your setup, please configure them first, because the IP addresses are constrained to the VLANs. In this setup, we have 3 VLANs already configured. For each VLAN, the switch can have up to one IP address. They must be in different IP subnets, and these subnets match the other devices in the respective VLANs. In every VLAN in which the switch has an IP address, it is now able to offer IP-based services. For example, you can assign an IP address in the management VLAN to make the web interface available. Additionally, assign an IP address in another or even multiple VLANs in order to provide the DHCP server function there. Instead of statically assigning an IP address to the switch, you could also enable a DHCP client for the switch. That would enable the switch to get dynamic offers for an IP address. However, as a central part of the network infrastructure, typically the switch is assigned to a fixed IP address. There are additional options to be used for our automatic configuration deployment function. After configuring the IP addresses used by the switch, you can continue with the next step, setting up the addresses offered by DHCP by the switch to connected devices. The corresponding options are on the DHCP server page over here and will be part of another video. When you have finished configuring the switch, remember to save your settings. You can find more information in this document.